You look absolutely stunning tonight. I can't stop thinking about you.
I never thought a simple office Christmas party would unravel my world. My wife Lucas had been glowing lately, new outfits, late nights at work, that secretive smile on her phone, but I chalked it up to her big promotion. That night, as we entered the crowded venue, her boss, William, greeted us with a predatory grin. He was the classic corporate alpha, tall, charismatic, with a reputation for charming anyone he wanted. "Lucas, you look breathtaking," he said, his hand lingering far too long on her lower back. She laughed, her eyes lighting up in a way I hadn't seen directed at me in years. I stood there, drink in hand, forcing a polite nod. As the night wore on, I watched them from across the room. Whispered conversations, inside jokes, his fingers brushing hers during a toast. It wasn't physical yet, but the emotional connection was electric betrayal in plain sight. My stomach nodded. This wasn't harmless flirting. It was the beginning of an affair of the heart. Little did William know, I wasn't the weak husband he assumed. Revenge was already taking shape in my mind. After the party, I couldn't shake the image of William's hand on Lucas's back. That night, while she slept, I borrowed her phone to check the time. The lock screen glowed with notifications, dozens from William. My heart pounded as I guessed her passcode our anniversary. Still, the messages weren't overtly sexual, but they were intimate in a way that cut deeper. "Can't stop thinking about your laugh tonight," he wrote. She replied with heart emojis. And, "You always know how to make me feel seen late night." Texts about work. Stress turned into confessions. Her feeling unappreciated at home. Him praising her brilliance, her ambition, her beauty. He sent voice notes that made her smile in her sleep. When she played them in the bathroom, they hadn't crossed into physical cheating yet, but this emotional affair was thriving. She was falling for the validation he fed her daily. I read until my eyes burned, memorizing every word. Rage turned cold. I wasn't going to explode. I was going to dismantle them both, piece by careful piece. The next morning, I acted normal, kissed Lucas goodbye, wished her a good day at work. But inside, I was strategizing. I couldn't confront her yet. I needed proof that would shatter their illusion. Using a burner phone, I created a fake social media profile as a concerned colleague, and friended some of her coworkers. Subtle questions in group chats revealed whispers. William's history of office flings, how he'd been singling out Lucas for special projects. I installed a discreet app on my own device to mirror her messages. Every ping was a dagger poems he sent, dreams they shared about escaping routines. She confided in him about our marriage's staleness, how I didn't get her anymore. It fueled my plan. I researched William's life, married with kids, a pristine public image, perfect for leverage. I hired a private investigator discreetly, focusing on patterns, not just snapshots. Evidence piled up like ammunition. Soon, I'd fire the first shot, but not at them directly at their foundations. With evidence in hand, I began my counterattack subtly. William's wife, Sarah, seemed the perfect unwitting ally. From public records and social media, I learned she was a devoted mother. Active in charity circles, oblivious to his wandering eye, I created an anonymous email account and sent her a carefully curated package, screenshots of the messages, blurred just enough to intrigue without fully exposing. "Your husband is crossing lines at work." The note read, "Protect your family." I watched from afar as chaos unfolded. Sarah confronted him, I knew from the PI's reports of tense home arguments. William grew distant at work, per Lucas's frustrated texts to him. She complained to him about my moodiness, unaware I was pulling strings. But this was just the appetizer. I hacked into his work email ethically. Through a vulnerability I discovered as an IT consultant friend, more dirt. Favors for Lucas, hidden bonuses. Revenge tasted sweet, but I craved the main course. Lucas came home late again, her face etched with worry. "Work's been hell," she sighed, collapsing on the couch. I nodded sympathetically, pouring her wine while my mind raced. William's distractions were working. His texts to her dwindled, laced with excuses about family issues. She confided in me for the first time in months, admitting she felt lost without his attention. Perfect. I escalated by befriending a coworker of hers at a gym I randomly joined. Casual chats revealed office gossip. William's reputation crumbling as rumors of his indiscretions spread. I fed the fire anonymously online, posting veiled warnings on industry forums. Then, the masterstroke. I forged a message from William to Lucas, making it seem like he was juggling multiple affairs. "You're special, but so is she." It read, planted via the mirrored app. Her response was heartbreak via text. "How could you?" Their emotional bond cracked. But I wasn't done. The real twist was coming. As their messages turned to accusations, Lucas furious about William's other women, him denying weekly, their affair crumbled. I watched her cry in the shower, guilt and longing mixing. Time to strike closer to home. I arranged a surprise dinner, inviting William under the guise of networking. He arrived, slick as ever, but his eyes darted when he saw Lucas's cold stare. Over wine, I dropped hints. Heard about some office drama. Affairs can ruin careers. William paled. Lucas froze. Then, I played my card, projecting the mirrored texts on our TV. You've both been busy, I said calmly. Tears streamed down her face as she begged forgiveness, claiming it was just emotional, never physical. William stammered apologies, promising to back off. But this was mercy. No. I smiled inwardly. The real revenge wasn't exposure, it was control. I'd already emailed the board anonymously, with proof of his embezzlement tied to her favors. Tomorrow, they'd both fall. The board acted swiftly. William was ousted amid scandals of favoritism and financial improprieties evidence. I'd anonymously supplied his marriage shattered. Sarah filed for divorce, armed with my tips. Lucas, implicated in the favors, was demoted, her career in tatters. She came to me sobbing, vowing to rebuild us. It was a mistake, Henry. I love you. I held her, whispering reassurances, even as I packed my bags in secret. But here's the twist. I'd engineered it all from the start. Months ago, suspecting her restlessness, I posed as a headhunter, luring William to the company with promises of power. I fed him lines to charm her, testing her loyalty through a fake profile. She failed spectacularly. Now, with her broken and dependent, I revealed the truth over breakfast. It was me all along. Lucas. William was my pawn. Her horror was exquisite. I walked out, divorce papers served, her world in ruins. Revenge complete, not just on her, but on the life that bored me. Freedom tasted divine. True loyalty isn't tested in calm waters, but in the temptations that whisper when no one's watching. If you felt it, don't let it end here. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're pushing hard to reach 1K subscribers, and every single one of you makes it happen. More stories like this, heart-wrenching betrayals, ice-cold revenge, and twists that leave you speechless are coming every week. Subscribe now. Let's cross that 1K subscriber together. You won't want to miss what's next.